So you know the ones where you're listening to a song that you really like and you're like, that's my tune. That's my tune. Hello, I'm JJB and this is That's My Tune, the podcast providing song reviews and interviews. Today I'll be speaking with Her Royal Thighness regarding the song Come Through, which she produced for the artist called Anansi. So enjoy this groove right here and I'll be back speaking with the lady herself. And don't forget, if you're listening on YouTube, the link of the song is in the description box. So don't go away. I'll be right back. So everybody, I'd like to introduce you to Her Royal Thighness. Hey!
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good?
What's going on?
Well, to be honest, I'm absolutely freezing here because I'm meant to be in Portugal. I'm here for Christmas.
Yeah.
But I'm good. I'm good nonetheless. It's been a year since I've been back here, so it's been nice coming back, releasing the new music. But I'm well. I'm well. I can't complain at all. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So why aren't you in Portugal right now?
Just here for Christmas, touchdown, see family. Anansi had his performance yesterday at the O2 in Islington. He was performing some of the tracks I produced on his album, which is coming out in a few days.
Cool.
So yeah, we're just kind of passing by through London, touch base, business, networking, all of that, and then we'll be going back to Portugal in the new year, hopefully.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So, Her Royal Thighness, you are let me do that again. So, Her Royal Thighness, you are a fitness trainer, Great Britain trainer, and also a Sexpert, and we're going to touch on that in a moment. But I'd like you to share your journey as a budding music producer.
Yes, 100%. So music's always been a massive love of mine. I've always been in music and that. Worked in the music industry. I actually started off as a journalist for MTV a few years back. But music producing has just always been a thing that I've loved. And I just decided, especially in lockdown, the start of lockdown actually, to just get learning. So that's pretty much, it's interesting because most of the people that I'm quite close with are creators, and we definitely said that the first lockdown that happened, although it was a weird situation, it was a great time for creators to actually get creative. It's like, what else are we really doing? Where are we really going?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? If you can be creative at home, if you can within your own vicinity, then go true, because there's no time limitations. Like, we didn't know how long it was going to last, and so being able to really get stuck down and learn how to produce, literally just a few months ago, it's literally changed my life, I would say, and I'm really enjoying what I'm doing right now. So yeah, man.
That's amazing. Tell me more about your days at MTV.
Oh gosh, this was quite a while back, to be honest. Writing and journalism was something that I was really passionate about.
Right.
But I think it's just, I always knew I wanted to be in music in some way, and that was kind of how I got in there and realized I actually want to be way more involved in music, which is what I'm producing now, Mango La Mambo.
Mango La Mambo. So tell us about this track that you produced for Nancy called Come Through.
Yes, Come Through, which is, Come Through is blown up right now. It's on 40K on YouTube.
Wow.
2 days.
That's amazing.
Spotify streams are going up. Yeah, so essentially Come Through is it's an interesting mix of baile de funk, which is Brazilian style music.
Nice.
People from the UK would vibe quite well with baile de funk because it's quite similar to UK funky house in that it's similar tempo. You can kind of do the same kind of skanks to baile de funk, but also it's got kind of like a touch of gospel, but it's technically drill as well. The drum pattern that I've created for the track is technically drill, so it's kind of a mashup of baile de funk, drill, and a little bit of gospel hints in there as well. So I produced that a few months back, before coming back to London actually, and we were just kind of vibing one night, and Nancy was just like, I'm definitely taking this beat, because I've I've worked with other artists where I've sent other beats, and he's like, no, I'm definitely taking this one. And it was just a natural vibe, really. And, and I'm just excited for it to be out now, because it's definitely a special track.
Oh, that is really, really cool. Oh my gosh. I like it. Yeah, I'm really feeling the vibe. And like I said, it has that. Yeah, I like the fusion and that of the different genres and stuff like that. So yeah. So let's touch on let's touch on the fitness for a moment. So what got you into fitness? Where does your interest come from in that regard?
Fitness was literally just an escape for me
Yeah.
when I first discovered going to the gym, really. And
Okay.
I noticed that when I was at the gym,
Yeah.
because I mean, you follow me on social media, you know that my
Yeah.
a lot of what I do is for women.
Yeah.
I'm very supportive of women, and I noticed when I was going to the gym
Yeah.
that just there wasn't as many women in the gym as I thought there should have been, especially in certain areas of the gym. And
Yeah.
I spoke to a few women at the gym, and they're just like, yeah, it's a bit uncomfortable sometimes. So
Right.
that's why I started to post up a lot of my fitness workouts and like, this is what you can do in the gym, blah,
Right.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
But then also went into hosting events, so fitness events,
Yeah.
and also teaching at Adidas, where
Yeah.
it's just women only that come. So I kind of really wanted to create a space for women where
Mm.
we can absolutely go ham in the gym and work out and have great workouts
Mm.
just amongst each other, kind of thing. So that's really where fitness came into it. And then following off the back of that, literally just started training in American football. It just looked interesting to me.
Yeah.
Never done it before.
Yeah.
And about a year into training, got scouted for GB, and
Wow.
went to play for GB and played for the Women's World Championships in Canada.
That is amazing.
2017. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's sick. Like I would always say to anyone who can, you know, to really take up a sport if you can, because there's something about working as a team.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. It's you learn a lot for yourself.
Mm.
You learn a lot about yourself and what you can do for other people as well. But yeah, man, GB.
That's amazing. How were you able to get the partnership with Adidas?
They just contacted me, to be honest. Shout out also to Tasha Keaton. Yeah, Adidas just hollered me, just wanted me to be part of their women's International Women's Day campaign
Right.
a couple of years back. So took part in that. And through that, they asked me to teach at their headquarters in London.
Wow.
So if I'm in London, I'll teach there. But
Yeah.
obviously, I moved to Portugal because I much prefer it where the sun shines.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much how it came about, really.
Okay, cool. I need to know this. Why the name Her Royal Thighness? How did that come about? Is that an interesting name, alias?
Yeah, so to be honest, when I was choosing an Instagram name, I was like, I don't really want to use my government name. I'm from South London, so that kind of stuff is a little bit sketchy. So so I was like, name. But I've always technically had like much bigger thighs than just usual. My quads are just very, very big. I'm Haitian, so you know, some of us are just built different.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of a nickname that I took on, and I just used it, so it kind of stuck.
Oh, okay. All right. So
and also I have squashed a watermelon with my thighs as well.
You squashed a watermelon with your thighs?
Yeah. I posted up a couple of years back, so to prove that they're not. It's not just all looks; their strength. They are. Trust me. A full watermelon. I squashed that with my thighs and cracked it. Yeah.
Wow. Well, off of the back of that, it would be good to now go into the whole Sexpert thing. You are a Sexpert. Tell us more about that.
Do you know what it is? I'm just here for everyone to free the realness.
Right.
Because I really feel like it's interesting. I was having this conversation with some of my close girls the other day.
Yeah.
I always want people around me to feel like they can be real with me. They can tell me the truth, and I'm not gonna judge. I might have to give them some direction if it's really peak. Like you've seen my after dark chats, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in general, like if you're that person, and it's the same with parenting as well. I don't have children just yet, but you know, from my experience being a child, if you do something as a child and you feel like that was a bit wild, you know, and like you tell your mum, or your mum finds out, or your dad, or your guardian, whoever, and they absolutely freak out at you. Like, why did you do this? And absolutely flip out. Do you know what happens? That child then decides, all right, cool, that might not actually make that child want to not do that anymore, but what that child has decided is, I'm never going to tell you again because I don't want that reaction.
Exactly.
And I just feel like you haven't taught that person to, you haven't made them change. You've just taught that person, you can't really tell the truth to me because I'm just going to flip out. And no one likes to be flip out on. Do you know what I mean? So I'm that person in you know, my friends' lives, in you know, on social media as well, that you know, my followers can tell me absolutely anything, and I'm going to be open and honest with them. And you know, with myself, I'm a bisexual woman, and you know, I'm very open about how I live my life, and you know, my preferences too. But I also just want there to be a space where, you know, people just can be real, because if you're not going to be real with me, then who? Really and truly. And sometimes people really harbor stuff in their head where it's like they've had a let's say for example they went to an orgy or they went to a sex party. Like there's bare people that do that stuff, do you know what I mean? There's bare people that go to sex parties. But if you are in an environment where you feel you can't share that with someone, or you keep it in your head, you suddenly, people make it way bigger than it actually is. And so when you come and talk to someone like me, and I'm like, oh well, so what happened then, give me the details, like, and I might share an experience. So like for me, that's important. I just want people to be real. I want their energy to be real with me. So that's why I've kind of created that space on my socials where we have our after dark chats and we talk about stuff like that. And you know, and over the months and over the last year or so, I've really noticed how, you know, so some of my followers have really opened up, and they told me stuff like, you know, I've experienced this for the first time. My husband, never thought we'd be into this, and it's changed our sex life kind of thing. And you know, people have taken tips and stuff like that. And I'm here for this, man. I'm here for this. I'm not here for shame or nothing like that. I'm here for the good times. So
that's dope. That's amazing. Yeah, I like that. That's really cool. You said you're Haitian, like, but you're also St. Lucian and Jamaican.
yes,
right. Yeah. So what's it like being
correct? Well done.
yeah. So what's it like having all those three heritages? Which one do you feel you identify with the most?
To be honest with you, I would definitely say my Haitian side, in that when I was born, so I'm the youngest sibling, and my mum kind of wanted to go straight back into work. So she gave me to my grandma. So during the days, she would look after me. That was my Haitian grandmother. And so down to just Haitian food, even music, culture, I feel I definitely connect with it, as well as my Jamaican side too, but I definitely say my Haitian. And what is it like? I guess, I don't know, it's all I know really. I guess growing up in the UK, it's interesting that if you say you're Caribbean, a lot of people will assume you're just Jamaican. Yeah. So like I've had where, you know, mentioned to some people I'm Haitian, and they're like, Haitian, Asian, hate. I'm like, no, Haiti is Haiti, you know. But what's quite interesting though is obviously Haiti is on the same island as Dominican Republic, but Haiti does share a lot of cultural similarities, even food wise, even music wise, to a lot of South American countries, you know, it being quite close to Cuba as well. You know, my grandmother listened to a lot of Cuban music, a lot of Latin music as well. So it's an interesting mix, I would say, but I don't know any different, to be perfectly honest with you.
Okay, cool. So do you intend to keep dominating as a music producer? Is this something that you want to do, like, as a long-term thing?
Oh, 100%. I've got loads of plans down in the pipeline. You know, already my first year of producing. Obviously dropped this track with Anansi, come through. I've got a few more songs coming out with him. Slide is coming out with Anansi. I produced Soy Siete with a Spanish drill artist called Siete. And also shout out to Party with Rami. She's also from New York, also DR as well. And I produced a reggaeton track with her, which came out this year. So I'm active. I've got loads of stuff coming up in the pipeline, and got really big plans for music. So yeah, that's definitely going to be consistent.
That's amazing. So where can we find you on socials?
On socials, on Instagram, I'm at Her Royal Thighness. On TikTok, I am same, Her Royal Thighness. That's where you can find me. And you can also come through on Spotify, all music platforms, to be honest. Come Through by Anansi.
Okay, cool. Well, it's been wonderful talking with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. And that was Her Royal Thyness. Thank you so much for your time. Very interesting conversation we had. Loved it. And guys, this is the final episode for 2021. We made it to 60. We made it to 60 people. Hey! Yay! As usual, if you'd like to know more about the podcast, you can go on linktr.ee/TMT_podcast. You can find Spotify, YouTube, all the social media. And if you'd like to email, it's that'smytunepodcast@gmail.com. I'll be back next year, 2022, with more content for you to enjoy. Until then, if you miss me, then you can listen from this episode all the way back to the first one. Link, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Have a great holiday and have a great new year. Bye.